There we go. A few hours later. What? Oh, I was going to say, like, will we not get to see the rah-rah speech? I want to see the rah-rah speech.
Do we really have to do this?
It's up to Rutherford, Coon. It's not too late, you know. I can tell Coach myself, and we can leave you out of it. Would you guys stop? You're acting like this is some massive, painful hurdle. I'll be fine. It's just an announcement.
We're just worried about you, that's all.
There's no need to be. Now, come on. We can't just hang out by the entrance forever. People are looking at us funny.
Fair enough.
I'll wait outside until you're done. I'd feel wrong to intrude on this. Thanks, June-kun. Before making it to the courts proper, we have to pass by the locker rooms. Because of how slow I am with these crutches, there are only a few stragglers around anymore, leaving the place mostly empty. Despite that, I can hear sounds of activity coming from both sides. The volleyball court and the tennis courts are all quite busy right now, I see. Could you wait for a second?
There's something the matter?
Not exactly. I walk up to my locker, reaching out to place a palm on the door without thinking much about it. It takes me a second to gather my courage required to continue, but I open the door. There isn't much inside, since I make sure not to leave dirty clothes lying around, but my spare racket, a couple sets of strings, an old pair of sneakers, a few posters, all this stuff, even though there isn't much of it lying around, all feels like my entire life. This is what I'm giving up. No matter what happens, I don't belong here anymore. If I can't play, I shouldn't be here. That is an undeniable fact. And yet, if I'd known this would be the last time I came here, I'd have at least tidied up my locker a little more. This makes for a sorry last view.
Rutherford, son. This doesn't have to be the last time you come over. You can still show up every now and again. Give us advice. Help us practice. We'd always welcome you here.
Don't be silly. I have to let go at some point. It would hurt too much. I don't feel like I'd be able to move on if I kept coming here. Even now, we're not even at the courts proper, and I already feel like I can't breathe. The thought that everyone inside there gets to keep playing. Most of them don't even want to keep going at it. They want this to be a hobby. That's all this is to them. It's not fair that they get to continue while I'm forced to stop.
Rutherford, son!
With the anger starting to eat away inside me, I punch the interior of my locker, my knuckles meeting the metal with all the strength I can muster. Case guy quickly rushes to me, grabbing my arm as soon as he sees me threatening to do it again.
Stop that! You're gonna hurt yourself!
These stragglers hanging around stop to what they're doing to watch the commotion, but I don't care. Right now, I just want to hit something. I don't care if I destroy my hand against this fucking thing right now. At least I'd be able to focus on the pain instead of this. It's not like I need this fucking thing anymore now that I can't play. And yet, as soon as I hear the clear concern in Keisuke's voice, my rage blows away like a candle. Right, I can't act like this in front of other people, not right now. I don't need to give them more reasons to worry about me. Sorry.
Are you okay? Is your hand bleeding or something?
It's fine. It just stings a little.
What were you thinking? You could have seriously hurt yourself.
I wasn't. Not that it matters anyway. Can we go now? I want to get this over with.
Okay.
This is a lot harder than I thought it'd be. And yet, I know I can't put this off. I need to get it done as soon as I can. I don't think I'll be able to get closure until I do. Oh, here we go. Stepping inside felt as painful as I thought it would. Even the air inside felt like it was different. This atmosphere, the sounds of rackets smashing against balls, people panting, running. Please, I want that. Just let me do it one more time. Let me feel exhausted and out of breath. Let me feel like I'm barely hanging on during a difficult match. Let me feel like my whole body is on fire. Don't let it end. Yet.
Rutherford Coon?
Hey. Coach looks me up and down, shoulders sagging once he gets a good look at me. I think this is the first time I've ever seen him look so emotive and kind of miserable. Yeah, his whole shit is gone now.
I have to admit, a small part of me had hoped that this was a sick joke of Sciaton's.
Sorry, sir. It really isn't.
I see.
Are you okay? You look a lot more down than you did a few minutes ago. I'm fine. Guess I underestimated how hard it would hurt me coming back here. Looking at my locker was rough. I see. I don't think I can take much more of this. Coach, could you round everyone up so I can get this done already? I really need to be away from here right now. I'm sorry.
I get that. Give me a minute.
Coach goes to the center of the courts, clapping his hands together really loudly and calling people's attention.
Everyone gather up! Hey, son has an announcement for you all. Please listen carefully.
Oh. Well, these are sprites that we all recognize, but have been darkened out. It takes a few moments for the message to spread, but soon, silence completely takes over the building. With all eyes on me, I suddenly feel nervous in a way that I never have before. Not usually the type to get nervous standing in front of people. Hey there, everyone! Thank you all for your attention. My coach said there's an announcement I need to make. As you guys might have noticed, I've been absent for the past few weeks. My family and friends told people I was recovering from a stomach bug in order to keep my privacy, but the truth is, I have actually been in a car accident. As soon as the words car accident are uttered, I see many eyes widening, people beginning to whisper to each other, a few of the girls covering their mouths with their hands, things like that. Thankfully, apart from a mild concussion, I've only had scrapes and bruises for the most part. Nothing that will hurt my quality of life too much, or that puts me in serious danger. However, reach down, pulling up the leg of my pants all the way up to my knee, showing off my knee brace. It's definitely a bit awkward to do that while being held up by my crutches. At one point I nearly lose my balance, showing off just how pathetic I am right now. Sadly, my knee got hurt pretty bad. I suffered an ACL tear, some bone shattering that needed reconstruction, torsion, etc. The prognosis was pretty bad, and I needed surgery to fix it. The doctors said that while I will eventually be able to walk normally, my knee won't ever be the same. I will only ever recover about 80 or 90% of my mobility, and it will be much more fragile than before. Well, simply put, I won't be able to play tennis anymore. As such, this will be my last day as a member of this club. I am officially retiring. Thank you all for the past 3 years. A murmur begins to take over the other members, increasing in intensity little by little as the news begins to dawn over them. Despite my best attempts to stop it, I can feel tears beginning to form in my eyes. I don't want to be seen like this. I want to get away from here as soon as I can. And yet, before I can even realize what's happening, I'm surrounded by many of my teammates. People I've seen. Some of these faces are people I've known since junior high. People I've seen almost every day for years. I'm given hugs, words of comfort, pats on my back, a variety of things. It's overwhelming. I don't know how to react. I don't know what to say. I'm just standing there for several minutes listening to the goodbyes from my clubmates. It's so strange. I've been a lone wolf this entire time that I've been here. I've never been much for socializing, but I'm still being shown so much affection from these people. My chest hurts. For long, and once I'm finally able to, I slip away when I still have some of my composure left. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart. A few minutes later. By the time I was finally able to leave, I had more or less managed to get a grip and pull myself back together. Cyan and Keisuke tried insisting on coming with me, but I didn't want to get in the way of their training, so I excused myself regardless. Stepping outside and taking a deep breath, it's like the air I'm breathing is the freshest I've ever had. Despite the dully throbbing pain still, typo noticeable at the back of my mind, I feel somewhat better. Not as hollow as I thought I would. Sadly, it seems that I did have some hope that this would magically fix all the sad emptiness inside me after all. Alas, none of those magical fixes seem to be getting handed out today. June notices me when I step out, quickly making his way to me, looking me up and down with worried eyes. Shall we get going? The question catches me off guard. I was already fully prepared to make some excuse or change the subject when he asked me if I was doing okay, and yet he didn't do that at all. You're not going to ask me if I'm okay? I'm sure you've gotten asked that at least a dozen times already. I know that I would hate it if I was in your place, so I won't. If there's anything you want to tell me, I trust you'll do it on your own. Oh, that's nice, actually. Thanks. That's really kind of you. I'll call for a taxi. A taxi? I thought I was going to watch you play. You are? Oh, wait, you didn't think I was going to do that in the music room, right? I have tact, you know. I'm not going to make you climb all those steps without anyone else to help. Not after you've already had an exhausting day. You know I have a piano at my place. That's where we're going. Oh. I didn't think. For some reason, this revelation has me a little embarrassed. We did start dating just yesterday, right? And now I'm going to his place already. I mean, I've been there before, but for the first time after you start dating is supposed to be different, right? Right? Hello? I'd like to request a taxi, please. Yes. In front of the Mikawa's High. Preferably something spacious. My friend has an injured knee and is having to use crutches. Okay. Thank you. I watch as the tiger does quick work of the process, having already called it for a taxi before I'd even realized he was dialing. Shouldn't take too long. They said they had vehicles nearby. Well, that's good. Thanks. I'll pay you when we get there. Don't be silly. I'm the one calling the taxi. It's alright. You're calling the taxi because of me. It's only fair the night Rutherford's on no means no. Got shut down awfully fast. Never seen June be this assertive before. You sure? It's no problem. It's not a problem. It's supposed to be my line. You already treat me to stuff all the time. Let me do this for you. Okay. This is new. Oh, but just so you know, my parents aren't going to be home right now, so if you don't feel comfortable being alone with me right now, now's the best time for me to let you know.
Or for you to let me know? I don't know. Now's your turn to worry too much.
I'm just trying to be fair to you here. I've had way longer to get used to this than you have.
You say that, yet you're the one who refused to kiss, not me.
That's way too soon.
If you say so.
Now you're messing with me.
I am indeed.
I'm so proud of it, too. Oh, look, the car's here. Let's go.
I nod, following along close behind the tiger. Despite everything, the idea of spending some time with June today does make me feel a lot happier. At least my day won't end in a sad fest. A few minutes later! Yay! Have to admit, I could get used to being driven around everywhere. If taxis weren't so expensive, I might get them more often just because of how comfortable they are. Why walk when I can sit comfortable in an air-conditioned environment? Ah, the wonders of technology.
Give me a minute. I'm gonna go get changed. Feel free to do so too if you have a change of clothes on you.
Nope, had no reason to anymore, so I didn't bring any extras with me.
Oh, sorry. Maybe we should have swung by your place first to get some?
It's fine. Unlike the winter uniform, I'm not dying to take these off. I can live with it.
Alright then, be right back.
I make myself comfortable looking around for a bit since I have nothing better to do while I wait. June's piano is clearly visible in a corner, although it has a decorative towel strewn atop it for some reason. Is that a mom thing? Yeah, it looks like a mom thing. Why do moms insist on putting dainty little towels on top of everything? Get a little bit closer to it than I usually do. Despite having watched June play a few times, I never went as far as examining the actual piano. Truth be told, I was always afraid I'd break it somehow. The things look like they're worth more than my life, especially now that I have no marketable assets. I once had to carry a piano while helping someone move. They're fucking deceptively heavy. And it wasn't even like a grand piano. This was like one of those stand-up pianos. It was a real piano. It wasn't like an electrical one, but like it was those things are fucking deceptively heavy. It took like 7 of us. I don't remember if it was actually 7, but it was fucking heavy, man. Even though this one looks a bit old and worn out, I'm sure it still costs a fortune. Which, knowing about June's health situation and how high his medical bills must be, only shocks me more. Your parents must really love you. Hey, there he is.
I'm back. And I see you found my precious.
Okay. You're precious?
Of course. My piano is precious to me. Shouldn't that be obvious?
That's not the part that gave me pause. That's the fact that you literally call it my precious. Sound like a movie character, and not a particularly cute one, I'll say that much. Have you had more time to practice lately? I know you said you didn't get to do it much while I was in the hospital.
I touched it a little more over the weekend. It was nice. I'm actually learning a new piece. Not really for a competition or anything, just because I like it.
Yeah? Any chance I know it?
Probably. Do you know Canon in D?
Oh, yeah, of course. No.
Your music education really is poor, huh?
Do you expect random people to know these songs off the top of their heads? That's one of those songs that you may not know from the name, but when you hear it, you probably have heard it. You know? If you don't recognize it by the name, let's just look it up, you've probably heard it.
I sure would hope so. Otherwise, that would mean my entire life goals are pretty much meaningless.
What? It does not mean that!
I'm kidding. Please don't look at me like that.
Alright then. Show me what this Canyon song is like.
Canon.
What about it?
The name is Canon.
I know, that's what I said.
No, you said You know what? Forget it. It's not important. Did I mess up somehow? Here, just let me. June pulls out his bench, sitting down and adjusting himself in front of the piano. Oh, are we gonna hear it? Oh, I want to hear it. It's funny to see that his routine before playing is the same one that he does when I see him perform for a live audience. Stretching his fingers, checking his height, running his fingers over the keys, stepping on the pedals without making a sound. I suppose this is a pianist's version of a warm-up routine. Oh, just be careful to not drop your jaw on the floor, okay? Huh? Not to be immodest, but I'm really good at this piece. Is that so? That just means I need to see it even more now. June takes a few deep breaths, preparing himself. Since I know he's going to start any second now, I can't but hold my breath. Can't help but hold my breath. It's been a while since I've been able to hear him play. I'm actually really excited for this. Standing a little far back, enough that I won't get in his way, close enough that I could touch him if I tried. This distance feels nice, safe. Finally, the tiger plays the first note, and the second, and the third, launching into a quick succession of notes as he begins to weave a somewhat familiar melody. Yeah, it's a very familiar song. I didn't recognize the song by name, but I'm pretty sure I've heard it before somewhere. Exactly. This is one of those songs that you've definitely heard. You definitely heard. The internet loves this fucking song. And movies love this song too. And then here it is. Just as I thought I would be, it doesn't take long before I start feeling that all too familiar sensation of being enraptured. There it is. Fucking love it! I love it, Spoofy! I love it! You love it too! Love the song! Love it, Spoofy! Spoofy, I love it! I don't want to look away for a single second for fear that I might miss something. June's body relaxes further as he carries on with the song, building up momentum while making his piano echo a deep, cheerful sound that for some reason makes me feel of morning dew. Does that even make sense? The melody starts out on the slower sound, feeling richer, more velvety. Wait, do sounds even have textures? Either way, he soon begins to increase the pace, punctuating certain passages with a loud, more dynamic sound before easing off and going back to that rich, gentle tune. Suffice to say, I have no idea how he manages to do that. The degree of finesse required to do this. This feels like something that requires such an expert, delicate touch that I could never in a million years dream of learning how to do it. And yet, if I were able to produce a sound 1/10 as beautiful as June's, I would feel like I could as well try. I take a step closer. I know I need to control myself. Touching when he's concentrating like this would be a surefire way to distract him. But I want to get closer. I want to hold him close. If I could, I'd listen to him play while holding him from behind, rest my chin on his shoulder so I could get a perfect view of his hands, his dexterous, magical hands. While I'm caught in potentially embarrassing thoughts, I'm the one that is caught surprised when a tail touches my stomach. June's tail swishes back and forth freely as he rocks his body to the rhythm of the song. I expected him to pull back when he felt me, but instead, almost as if pulling me closer, the tiger wraps his tail around me. Or at least as much as he can, considering the short distance between us. Maybe half an arm's length apart. I'm all too content to let him, enjoying the soft, fluffy tail that clings to my waist while I watch June's performance. A show that he's putting on just for me. Seriously, how am I not supposed to fall for him? I think this is the first time I've ever thought that I really want to kiss him. But he said he's not ready. But he said he's not ready yet, so I need to control myself. June seems completely comfortable with this song, playing around with the tempo like it was a playground of his own creation, speeding up and slowing down intermittently. Whenever I think I know where the song is going, it feels like I'm caught by surprise with a sudden change in its speed. I just can't look away. However, eventually the song has to end. When it does, June remains seated with his eyes closed for a few seconds, almost like he's waiting for something. Though what that something is, I couldn't tell. Finally, the tiger exhales, opening his eyes and turning around to face me fully. That felt really good. I really want to kiss you right now. Oh, what? I said I'm not ready for that, you dummy. I know. I'm not saying I will. Just that I really want to. That's just added pressure. That's okay. I don't mind waiting. For a bit. I guess that means you really liked it, huh? I loved it. Aw, you're too sweet. It's a little embarrassing. Thank you. Really. You made me feel better. I was hoping I would. I figured today would be really hard for you, so I wanted to do anything I can to make it a little bit better. Whoa! Not really caring about anything anymore, I dropped down to my good knee, hugging this adorable tiger and burying my face in his chest. June gasps, a cute, high-pitched gasp, but quickly recomposes himself. It doesn't take long at all for me to feel his hand on my head, petting me, running his fingers through my fur, playing with my ears. The feeling is so good that I sigh contentedly, wishing I could stay like this forever. It's so fluffy. That's why I could die. Please don't die. I have a really hard time explaining that to the police. Your dad is the police. Couldn't you get away with it? I'd rather not get my dad involved in that sort of thing. Thank you very much. So you better stay alive, mister. Okay. I promise I won't die. With my head in this position, I could actually hear June's heart beating inside his chest. I think this is the first time I've ever done this. Hey, June. Hey, June! I lift my head slightly, placing a hand on top of his heart, feeling the faint beats as it pulses in his chest and against my hand. A complicated feeling starts taking over me. This here is okay, right? What? My heart? Yeah, there's no discomfort at all. Really? Agreeing with him, I place my head there once again. This is the sound of June's heart. Even if he's sick, even if his heart has trouble sometimes, this sound means that it's still beating. I can take comfort in that. June, your heartbeat is really soothing. Sheesh. Stop saying such embarrassing things. Sorry, no can do. You're stuck with me like this. I guess that's fine. I like you a lot after all. Even when I'm being clingy like this. Especially then. God damn it, June. I should have gone for it so long ago. I can't believe this is what I've been missing out on this entire time by being a coward. I really could get used to it. Here, how about we switch to the katatsu? As nice as this is, I don't think it's a good idea for you to be on your knee for so long. Okay. You're so giddy. I know. I do as June instructs, getting up and heading to the katatsu with him. We both sit down side by side. At first, June rests his head on my shoulder, switching from before when I was the one clinging to him. However, one side effect I did not anticipate was that this feels too comfortable. Little by little, I feel myself slipping. Sorry, June, I think I might fall asleep. And when I look at the tiger, I realize that he too has fallen asleep, his face showing a peaceful, contented smile. I can't bring myself to wake him up when he's like this, so I gently lean back, bringing June with me, until we're both lying down on the floor. Almost on cue, the tiger mutters something I can't understand, wrapping his arm and tail against me and moving to rest his head on my chest. I guess now it's your turn to listen to my heart, huh? I asked to no one in particular, as there's no answer from the tiger himself. Enveloped by this fluffy tiger and taken over by a pleasant warmth, I soon drift off to dreamland. By the time we finally wake up, night has already set outside. Luckily, June's parents aren't home yet when we do. As comfortable as that was, I would not be looking forward to explaining why their son and I were cuddling each other and to sleep on their living room. On their living room floor, or in their living room. Even if they're accepting people, there is such a thing as being too public. I mean, their dad is a regular in-home streaker. I think they'd be fine. I call for a taxi when I notice the calls from Mom and Aki on my phone, as well as a few messages from them in worry. I guess I overdid things a little bit. Bidding June a comfortable farewell. You need to add a D in that. That looks like biting. Bidding June a comfortable farewell. I leave his house with a smile on my face and a new tight feeling in my chest.